welcome to the Customer Management IQ video interview series. I'm your host, Corey Bennett, and joining me right now is Michael DiCandido, Senior Vice President for Call Center Operations at Comcast. We are on site at the 12th Annual Call Center Week in Las Vegas, and Mike is one of our keynote speakers here. His presentation is titled, Measuring the Impact of Multiple Initiatives on Customer Experience. He joins me right now to talk a bit about his presentation. Thanks for coming on, Mike.
Pleasure to be here, Corey. Thanks for having me.
So everyone seems to be striving to push customers to online channels, but studies continue to show that people prefer a live agent. Do you think this will change with customer preferences, and how far are we from people actually preferring a non-live agent?
Yeah, it's a great question, Corey, and I definitely think it will change. I think we're further along with certain transactions than people really understand. If you look at our organization plus many other organizations, the actual customer base who is using the online channel is greater than the customer base that's using the phone agents. I think what you have to look at is not only the online channel, but self-help as a whole. Okay. So utilization from a call center perspective, the IVR, self-install kits, which we utilize within our business, and they are getting increased momentum and increased usage. I think the biggest focus right now for us to continue to penetrate the online space and customers to be comfortable with it is the ability for us to have the space be easy to use for more complex transactions. So customers right now utilize it for more basic transactions, view my bill, pay my bill online, et cetera. But what we really need to do is make it easy to use for troubleshooting, make it easy to use for customer education especially is the big opportunity. So clearly, I think there's a lot of good momentum. You're always going to have customers who want to talk to an agent.
Of course, yeah.
And that's expected. What our goal is to have customer preferences on the channel of choice, but to provide the online space and the self-service space to be as robust as possible is our greatest opportunity.
Part of determining what customer preferences are is determining the root source of calls and why people are calling in. So I'm interested in some of the methods that you at Comcast use to determine the root cause analysis, as you call it.
Yep. Well, we have a number of them. I think first and foremost, one of the things that's really helped us is social media.
Yeah.
So the mining of blogs and community forums and the different things that we have set up have really allowed us to get very quick insight, real-time insight to customer behavior, customer thoughts, and what issues customers may be having. So we've really taken our social media space and been very aggressive to carve out the customer aspect of it and to identify causes of why customers may contact us, as well as service them within that space if they like. Voice of customer surveys that we do at our agent level gives us some insight, but that's kind of reactionary as well. Speech analytics is something that we've dove into recently as well.
That's an interesting new area. What are you experiencing with that?
We're getting some tremendous learnings, and our strategies around speech analytics are really three things. One is we want to understand the root cause of that customer contact and see what are ways that we can eliminate that root cause. So as an example, what we just talked about with the online space is how can we move some of those transactions to online. But first and foremost, if that customer is calling for an issue or concern, we want to understand what that concern is and be able to eliminate it so the customer doesn't have to contact us. The second piece for us is if the customer does have to contact us, get them into the self-service space. Most customers have said through the surveys they do and through the delight factor that they'd rather self-service if they can. So the ability for us to understand that transaction and move it to self-service is important. And then third is if in either case that doesn't happen, we got to resolve it on the first contact. Over and over again, our surveys have and our customer feedbacks has told us if I have an issue, I need you to solve it the first time I contact you, regardless of the channel I contacted in. So social media, voice of customer surveying, and then speech analytics as we're really diving into are a lot of the source data we go to understand why customers are contacting us.
So certainly pushing people to these online spaces, these newer channels, live chat, et cetera. This is reducing the number of live calls. What kind of savings and benefits have you seen from reduced call volume? And what are some of the challenges associated with reduced call volume?
Yeah. Well, I think there's multi-million dollars of savings when you look at it just from a pure efficiency perspective. And not only that is the customers we survey, we do a multitude of different customer surveys, and we do survey customers who have our products and our services but don't contact us. And then we survey customers who have our products and services and contact us through online channels and then contact us through phone channels.
Now, is that a unique way of surveying customers, have you found?
I don't think it's necessarily unique. I think others are doing it. What we've been able to do, though, is to start to quantify the impacts of that on the customer experience and then on the efficiencies and savings that we get.
Well, there you go.
Clearly what our customers are telling us is we want our products and services to work. And if they do and we don't contact you, we're the most delighted. The second piece they tell us is if we do contact you, we want it resolved on that first contact. And then the third piece they tell us, if it's not resolved in the first contact, our customer experience is lower, and then subsequently our cost is higher because of the repeat contacts we get within the channels that we have. So we've really strived for reducing the amount of contacts our customers have with us, driving those contacts to the online channels. And then when they do contact us, solving it the first time. And we've been able to significantly reduce the amount of repeat calls we get and repeat contacts, and that has afforded us significant savings, along with an improved experience. And that's the recipe for success that we're aiming for.
Easier said than done, of course. In addition to reducing live calls, you've also, in concurrence with that, made an effort to make your online channels more robust. What are some of the steps you've taken? What are some of the successes you've seen? And how are you measuring whether or not it's a success? What are the metrics there?
Yeah, so clearly it's one of the areas that we're very focused on. And the first and foremost thing that we've done is access. We had to make it easier and continue to make it easier for our customers to have access to the online space at all times. What we found is that there are, as you and I probably experience in a number of cases, we go in to log on to a particular site. I can't remember my ID. I can't remember my password. How do I go about getting that?
That's why I use the same password all the time.
Yeah. So but what we've tried to do is make that process a lot easier from a self-service perspective to remember the password, and to be able to renew the password or have the secret questions or hints of the password, which has allowed us to get far more access for customers into the site, because the biggest thing we were seeing were failed authentications of customers trying to log in and subsequently not getting them to utilize the space.
And just quitting on the space altogether.
Quitting on the space altogether. The second thing we notice is that access to community forums is huge. It is a wonderful opportunity within the online space where customers love to go in and search what other customers are doing and what they're posting, and not only the different experiences they're having with us, but how they're solving problems and customers helping others solve their problems. So we've opened up access to community forums much greater than what we had before, and have seen far more customers using those forums, getting answers to their questions, and subsequently not using other channels.
And these are Comcast-run forums?
These are Comcast-run forums through the Comcast.com channel. And I think the other pieces which we're really continuing to strive for is improved functionality. You know, the help site redesign, we've made changes and are going to continue to make changes in our help site to allow customers to have ease of transactions like bill pay, like statement view. And then really getting into the do-it-yourself videos and the customer education. Those are things that customers have told us that are key for them in order to really utilize that space. And then the product that we offer, particularly Xfinity TV, and that ability to view any type of show that you want to watch from a subscription perspective. Want these days. And view it anywhere. So it really is the access to the site or to the space. Access to the forum so that you really can get that dialogue going with other customers and with the moderators that we have in the forums. The improved functionality for those transactions, we know customers want to do within the space, and then the enhancements like an Xfinity TV, like the ability for you to go into our Xfinity Connect site and listen to your voicemails at home, you know, through that process. So there's a number of those enhancements that we continue to do. And that is this real formula for us to continue to drive customers to a space that they want to be in.
Yeah, great. Well, I look forward to seeing it develop, and I appreciate you sharing your insight today, Mike.
You got it. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
And to our viewers out there, you can check out more of our videos at customermanagementiq.com. And until next time, once again, I'm your host, Corey Bennett. Thanks for watching.